look out, everybody. I got me a Kiss Wednesday donation from Joe Hampson. And he wanted me to put Kiss Alive versus Kiss Alive 2. And to add Take Me at the end. But not the studio tracks. You know, eliminate side 4. Just add Take Me so they can all match now. I am... seriously, I really do think my very first track by track ever, and I didn't look it up to find out, but I know it was Kiss Alive versus Kiss Alive 2. I don't know how I split it up. Maybe I added songs here and there, but I know it was my original track by track, the very first one I ever did. So this, I'm sure I didn't add Ladies Room to it, and who knows how I feel about these songs now. May be different than the first video. So Joe, let's do this, man. We start with Deuce versus Detroit Rock City. Probably the toughest one on here because they're both so bombastic. Where Detroit is more bombastic, but the rawness of Deuce, I'm giving it to Deuce because of the rawness of it. Not the flashy, which is awesome. I love the flash and the gloss and the stuff on Detroit. But stripped down Deuce wins. All right, next. Strutter versus King of the Nighttime World. I got to say the same thing as track 1. King of the Nighttime World is awesome. I love it. Yeah, it's pretty glossy, but I still dig it. Or Strutter is more raw, kick-ass, and wins. I'm giving it to Strutter. All right, next. Got the Jews versus Ladies Room. All right, here we go with one that I don't think anybody would pick. I'm picking Ladies Room. I think it's way better than the studio version, and I'm not the biggest fan of Got to Choose. I don't hate it, but I'm just saying it's like a whatever song to me that I realize so many people love. There's a lot of people that think that's the best Kiss song. So there you go, man. And that's awesome that they think that. It's not a bad song, so it's cool that at least you like a song that I somewhat like. Ladies Room I love. I love that cowbell. I love the live version. Definitely giving it to Ladies Room. All right, next. Hotter Than Hell versus Making Love. Again, I'm going with live too. I don't care, glossy, whatever. Making Love is one of the most badass Kiss songs ever, and I like it more than Hotter Than Hell. And Hotter Than Hell rules. It's great on here. But no, Making Love by far. Actually, Hotter Than Hell's, I wouldn't say it rules. It's all right. All right, next. Firehouse versus Love Gun. Again, I'm going with live too. Love Gun. You know, Firehouse, I just like the solo. It's cool on here. You know, I love the sound and everything, but no. Love Gun, all right, Love Gun. Da-da-da-da. Man, it's a ripping version. Giving it to Love Gun. All right, what's next? Nothing to Lose versus Dr. Love. Yeah, this one's kind of tough, but I got to go with Kiss Alive. Love Dr. Love, and you know, I may like Dr. Love even more than Nothing to Lose in the studio versions. But I think in the live versions, I think the Alive version is better than Dr. Love on Alive too, in my opinion. So next, Come On and Love Me versus Christine 16. Come On and Love Me is a much better song than Christine 16. But I'm giving it to Christine 16 because I don't think the live version of Come On and Love Me is as good as the studio version, where the studio version, in my opinion, crushes Christine 16, Alive 2, and studio version. But, gotta say, I like Christine 16 more than the Come On and Love Me live version. Another one for Alive 2. All right, next. Parasite versus Shock Me. Ooh, I gotta go with Parasite. But God, Shock Me rules on Alive 2. I love it. With that killer solo, it's awesome. But Parasite, that one takes the cake, man. Definitely wins. All right, next. She versus Harlot Woman. She. Easily She. Harlot Woman is a mess on Kiss Alive 2. I love it on Rock and Roll Over. My favorite, you know, my favorite Kiss ballad. But I think here it's just, you know, with the crowd noises, it's just barely audible to these ears. So I'm definitely giving that to She, which rules on Kiss Alive. Next, Watching You versus Tomorrow and Tonight. I like Tomorrow and Tonight. I like it way more than Love Gun version because it doesn't have those stupid female vocals. And I love, you know, it was recorded during a sound check. To me, it rips way better than the studio version. And, but, you know, it's going against Watching You. Come on. Watching You buries it. Buries it and then pisses on it. I'm not happy that it pisses on it, but it does. All right, next. 100,000 Years versus I Stole Your Love. Both really good. I like the I Stole Your Love live version, but 100,000 Years with the drum solo, I feel right. Giving it to 100,000 Years, for sure. All right, next. Black Diamond versus Beth. And I love Beth, but come on. And yeah, Live 2 version's kind of like Hard Luck Woman, kind of a mess, you know, with the crowd noises. Black Diamond by far. It's the greatest Kiss song that features Peter Criss on it. All right, next. Rock Bottom versus God of Thunder. Man, both great. You know, for the longest time, I liked God of Thunder more than live in the studio, but no, I like them both kind of equally now. I used to hate the kids in Destroyer. I like them now. I like how they transform into demons. That's kind of what it sounds like to me. Those kids, as the song progresses, yeah, toward the end, they're like squawking like demons. I think that's badass. But I gotta go with Rock Bottom, man. Come on, Rock Bottom off Alive rules. Next, Cold Gin versus I Want You. Cold Gin. Dun 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 dun. Cold Gin, love it. Next, Rock and Roll All Night versus Shout It Out Loud. I gotta go with Rock and Roll All Night. You know, and even though I like the studio version of Rock and Roll All Night more than the Alive version, I still think the Alive version kicks ass with that solo. And it kicks ass over Shout Out Loud. All right, the last song is Let Me Go Rock and Roll, and he wanted me to add Take Me from the album You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best. Definitely got to go with Let Me Go, which is, I think, the best song on Kiss Alive. It's not the best song studio version. I can think of many songs better than Let Me Go Rock and Roll. On Here. And, you know, studio-wise, as the studio version. But, man, the Kiss Alive version smokes. And totally takes this. So, Joe, this is the final score. And I want to thank you, buddy, for the Kiss Wednesdays you've saved and the Black Sabbath Sundays you saved. I'm eternally grateful to you, my friend. And please, everybody out there, thank you for still watching. And subscribe to my channel. And hey, if you want to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And I have to repeat, please, if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel, all right? And let me know in the comments below what you feel about Kiss Alive and Kiss Alive 2, which one you like more in your tracks. I love reading stuff like that. Shit is awesome to read. And, you know, press that little notification bell. Hey, you know, also, what would be really cool is if you would like the video, because it's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty, listen to Black Sabbath, and smack 'em a gob.